In this video, I'm going to be going over the different cities of the East Bay. I'm going to be going over cost, ease of transportation, and some fun things to do. Okay, you can see East Bay on a map here. It's around 1,600 square miles. It's the most populated subregion in the Bay Area. There's around 2.7 million people living here. A lot of people love living in the East Bay because the weather's really nice and the housing prices are a little bit less expensive, and you can still get downtown San Francisco, downtown San Jose pretty quickly. So I drew BART here on the map so you can see how public transportation runs throughout the East Bay. I also have here a heat map of price per square foot. So the purple areas are the more expensive per square foot, and the lighter yellow green areas are less expensive per square foot. So Oakland is the biggest city in East Bay. There's around 430,000 people that live here. I live in Oakland. You can see it in blue here. So Oakland has a wide range of housing and just feel to it. So, you could have an old Victorian here in West Oakland. Maybe if you want a more urban lifestyle, you can have a condo in Uptown. You could get a loft down here in Jack London Square overlooking the bay and the city. If you want to feel like you're living in the middle of the woods, you could buy a hill up here in Montclair. So there's just a wide range of housing and a wide range of price points. You can see this part of it, Oakland, and the flatter section is a little bit less expensive, and then once you get up into the hills here, it gets more expensive, and then down here in Rockridge is one of the most expensive parts in Oakland. So Piedmont is in the center or is in the purple section right here, and it's actually its own separate city surrounded entirely by Oakland. It's one of the most expensive cities in the Bay Area. I love living in Oakland, so when my wife and I moved from San Francisco, I very distinctly remember crossing the Bay Bridge to pick up our last round of boxes from our apartment and thinking, oh no, I love San Francisco. Why did we leave here? This is such a beautiful city. Did we make a mistake? Did we move out into the suburbs? What if we regret this? And fast forward a couple years and we couldn't be happier. We love living in Oakland. We just wish we moved here a little bit sooner. There's so much stuff to do, and it's very easy to get downtown San Francisco. So the thing I like most about Oakland is we live in a quieter neighborhood. So there's, a lot of space between houses, and you can hear the birds chirp and see squirrels running around, but you can also hop in the car and be in a very urban environment in less than 10 minutes. So another nice thing is we bought a house in Oakland for the same price that we could have bought a condo in San Francisco. So we have way more space, have a backyard, dog, warmer weather, and just all around, I would say, very happy living here. And if you want to hear even more reasons why I love living in Oakland, give me a call. I've started getting calls from people asking for help moving to the Bay Area. I love talking to people about this. My contact information is in the description below. You can give me a call, you can email me, whatever you prefer. Another popular spot is Alameda. So Alameda is right here, and you can see the prices are comparable to Oakland. In general, the West End is a little bit less expensive than the East End, but there are obviously exceptions to that. Alameda has a wide range of houses, from brand new condos that were just built to really old historic Victorian homes that were built in the late 1800s, and lots of beachfront areas. A lot of people go kiteboarding, stand-up paddleboarding, windsurfing, all that stuff. You have beautiful views of downtown San Francisco and the rest of the bay. One issue is you can see that BART doesn't go to Alameda, so there is a ferry that takes you to downtown San Francisco, but other people take buses to a BART station. I love Alameda. I always feel like I'm on vacation when I'm there. There's a lot of cool breweries and restaurants and things to do, but it still feels like a really small town, but you're so close to downtown Oakland and San Francisco that a lot of people love that lifestyle. Not a ton of employers on Alameda, so a lot of people either work from home or commute. And another popular spot that people often ask about is Berkeley. So Berkeley is right here. A lot of people think Oakland and Berkeley are fairly similar, and they are in the sense of they both have pretty easy access to public transit. They have, a flat area and a hilly section. Berkeley in general is more expensive than Oakland, and the university is right around here, and it definitely does feel like a college town. Berkeley has a nice kind of small town feel to it, but it does have like a downtown area with larger buildings, nothing like downtown Oakland, but there's, you know, tons of restaurants, farmers markets, and just feels like a nice small town that's built around a big popular university. Another cool thing about Berkeley is they have a sailing club. So you can learn how to sail without having to buy a boat. Go down, get some certifications, and take a sailboat out on the bay. Berkeley has Tilden Park, so there's all kinds of hiking trails and really awesome views all through here, similar to how Oakland has all of these really cool hiking trails. One thing I like about Oakland more than Berkeley is there are more shaded tree area, so all the redwood section here is really cool. This area is nice too, but it's a little bit more exposed than the wooded section here in Oakland. Moving on up, you get to El Cerrito and Richmond, and this is where the prices start to come down some. So the nice thing about Richmond and El Cerrito is BART still runs through them. You have quick access to downtown Oakland, downtown San Francisco. You can get to downtown San Francisco from Richmond in about 45 minutes, downtown San Jose in about an hour and 15 minutes. The best dog park in the East Bay, in my opinion, is right here, Point Isabel, and there's a really cool little off-leash dog park that you can take your dog through here. There's even a little section for him to hop in the water. Where is it? Right here. You can let your dog go swimming in the bay, and it looks pretty small on the map, but taking a walk like this, doing a little loop and going around and back, takes around 45 minutes. It's a nice little walk. You get really cool views of the bay. Another nice thing about Richmond is you have really easy access to North Bay, so you can just cross this bridge and be in, you know, a lot of cool hiking trails and things like that over there. All right, moving on up, and you see here that, you know, pricing still remains lower than other parts of the East Bay when you're up here. No easy access to public transportation up here though. Okay, so when you go through this tunnel here, leaving Oakland and popping out in Orinda, you land in a definitely more suburban feel. So this area is very suburban, lots of pools. Some people call it the La Morinda area, Lafayette, Moraga, and Orinda. More of a small town feel than an urban feel. So this area definitely feels more urban than this area. You start to get into the suburbs, and basically the further away you get, the more suburban it feels. So you still have very easy access to BART in this area, so you can see BART runs through here, so you can still live in the suburbs but work in the city if you live in these areas. One thing to note is these big hills right here. The weather changes pretty quickly once you go east of these hills. So in general, this area is much warmer in the summertime than this area of East Bay. Once you start getting down to Alamo, Danville, San Ramon, again, these are some very nice suburbs, very small town, kind of leaving the noise and the hustle and bustle of the city, but there's not easy access to public transportation. Again, there's some really cool neighborhoods down there, really cool houses with big pools and big yards. Moving down, you get to Dublin, Pleasanton, Livermore, so you can see Livermore is where you start to get a little bit less expensive. Again, Dublin is somewhat expensive, and Pleasanton gets quite expensive again. And BART's last stop is in Dublin. All right, so over here, once you start getting away from Oakland, you can see you're starting to get less expensive, moving down to San Leandro, Hayward, Union City. All of these areas are definitely on the suburban side. Going all the way down to Fremont is where things start getting more expensive again, and Fremont is close to San Jose, so a lot of people that work in San Jose live in Fremont, and you can see that the prices start picking up again in Fremont. All right, the only area we've missed, I think, is up here. So Bay Point, Pittsburg, Antioch. These areas do have public transportation. However, it takes a very long time to take BART from Antioch to San Francisco. I knew a guy who was doing that commute every single day. It took him over an hour and a half each way, and he did not recommend it. He only did it for a couple months, but he definitely said that he spent a very large portion of his day commuting. So up here, again, the houses are less expensive, but if you're planning on commuting to San Francisco or San Jose, plan on your commute taking a pretty long time. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you want to see an overview of the entire Bay Area, watch this video here. If you have any questions, I'm just a phone call or email away. See you next time.